I heard your little feet coming. I heard you coming, baby girl. I heard your little feet. Are you ready to take a nap? Huh? You want to get up here with Grandma and take a nap? Come here. Come up here with Grandma and take a nap. Come on, baby. Okay. Under the blanket so you can settle down and take a nap. Good morning. Good afternoon. I've got a little puppy here that's been doing so good today. Her hasn't had any accidents in the house at all today, but I've been right on her. So, other than puppy training, I haven't been doing anything this morning. Uh, Still feeling a little under the weather, so if I may make a dinner for the family tomorrow. Hi, David. How are you, honey? I may make a family dinner tomorrow. I've got some chicken fried steaks. Well, I've got some cube steaks that I'm going to make chicken fried steaks with if I feel good enough tomorrow. And invite the family over to eat. We've got 3 kids that live here in town. And we have 3 kids that live out of town. One lives um, just a little bit. I was just listening real quick. I think my husband's outside playing with cars, and I think I just heard him start my car up. So he's probably going to take it. It's starting to get chilly here, so he's going to check all the fluids, make sure it's got enough antifreeze in it and all that stuff. He went this morning to go buy antifreeze for the camper. We just put it down the toilet and down the sinks and stuff after we drain and blow all the water out of every. That's how we winterize, and it's always worked for us. We haven't had any leaks. But what we do is we take a air compressor. Well, first of all, we drain all the water we can possibly drain out of it by using the pump and opening up all the faucets and everything. And we open up the hot water tank and drain that. I'm doing good, David. Thank you. Anyway, we drain all the water that we possibly can with the by opening the faucets and using the pump to get all the water out of it that we can possibly get out. Then we take an air compressor and put it in where you would put the hose in if you were at a campsite. We put that through. Hi, Shauna. How are you, honey? Take the air hose and put it in the water place where you put your hose in if you were at a campsite. And we blow it and open up all the faucets and try to get all the water out of there that we can possibly get out. And then I dump antifreeze. It's a special kind for your camper. Hi, Stella. Nice to see you, Stella. Nice to see you, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. I'm just bored here today. I'm still kind of sicky. Uh, just run down feeling today. Not really any necessary symptoms or anything like that. But anyway, so we're not going to winterize yet. We may, I doubt it, but we don't want to winterize until we're sure it's going to start freezing. And that way, if we have any last minute camping trips we want to take, we can. But that's how we do it: is we drain all the fluids out and run the air compressor and get every little drop that we can out. And then we put antifreeze down the sinks and the toilet. And that's always worked for us. Now imagine if we lived in a state where it was, well, that's just, I think that's the way everybody does it. I'm not sure, but that's the way we've done it, and it's worked. We haven't had any busted pipes yet. So, but like I said, the important part of it, I think, is running the air compressor and getting like the toilet, opening up the toilet, the flusher, and running all the water out of that, and making sure there's not enough water. Hi, Charlie girl, how are you? Making sure there's not a lot of, making sure there's no, yeah, this little girl right here too, this little puppy came barreling in here like crazy, and I'm sitting here in my recliner with the blanket on me, and she came up on my lap. I got her up here on my lap, and she got under that blanket, and she's already asleep. So she's worn her little self out already. But man, when she's awake, she goes, 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 goes. I mean, literally runs. And I've got two old lady dogs, and she's just driving them crazy. She is a ball of fire, let me tell you. And she's just so dang cute. We have some really awesome neighbors that live next door to us, and she's already been over here to meet the puppy. She texted me this morning wanting to know if we got a new puppy or if we were just um, dog sitting. And I said, well, I'm not really sure because I don't know if she'll end up staying here with us or if we'll potty train her and my daughter will want her back. I don't know. We're open either way, but my goal right now is to get her potty trained, and she's very smart. So I think that we can probably accomplish that in a couple of weeks or a week or two. I really, really do. I mean, because immediately, hi, Steve, how are you? Immediately, she learned, and it does help that we have other dogs because they're showing her stuff too. But immediately, she learned where the doggy door was and how to use it. And it's kind of a big doggy door. It's for a big dog because we have a lab. And yeah, it's like sitting at the kitchen table having a little chat over coffee. It's chilly here too, so I think even a cup of hot cocoa would do during the day after we're done with our coffee, huh? Or hot tea. I don't know what the weather's like where everybody else is at, but it's already in the upper 50s, at lower. Yeah, at night it's getting a little nippy. I'm wearing a sweater every time I go outside already. Really weird weather for now because it really doesn't start getting this chilly usually here until around Halloween. So I'm hoping this isn't permanent, this chilliness. I hope we can get back to a little, at least in the 70s for a month or so. That'd be nice. Upper 60s, lower 70s. That'd be perfect weather to go outside and do stuff and cook out and potty train this little puppy because we have a lot of trees in our backyard, and there's going to be a time really quickly when this little puppy's going to get covered up by the leaves. She's probably going to love it, but yeah, I'll try to make a video of her out there in the leaves whenever she goes out because that's going to be cute. She is so cute. I'm telling you, she's little tiny. Like I said yesterday, she probably weighs maybe 2.5 pounds. I haven't taken her to the vet yet to have her weighed, but we're probably going to do that next week. And I want to go take her and get her puppy checkup and um, get her, find out when I can get her spayed and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do all that for my daughter because she's a single mom. She shouldn't have got this puppy to begin with, to tell you the truth. I'm not even playing. She doesn't have time to take care of a puppy. She just doesn't. That's why I ended up with her. She just thought she'd get the puppy because it was so cute, and my little granddaughter wanted her. Blah 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 blah. Well, my daughter works 12 hours a day. That's what their shifts are. They're supposed to work four days a week, 12 hours a day, but they usually work, 5 or 6 days a week at 12 hours a day. Now, who in the world can train a puppy? Then you got to go grocery store and things like that when you get off work. So she's gone 13, sometimes 14 hours a day. You can't potty train a little puppy when you're gone that much. Come on. She learned. She knows now. But, like I said, when she first got the puppy, the kids were still out of school, and my 13-year-old grandson was home, but he was a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? How many 13-year-olds are really responsible enough to take on the role of training a puppy? For sure. I mean, like all the time. Not going to happen. 6 months to spay. Okay. Well, then she's probably, I think she's about 4 months old. So we've got another couple months before she gets spayed. But I want to go take her in. I gave her a bath this morning. She doesn't have fleas or anything like that. And I don't think my daughter's ever treated her for fleas, but she doesn't have fleas. I thought she did yesterday because she was scratching herself and stuff. I think she was just itchy because I didn't see one single flea on her when I bathed her this morning. Not one. So I think she's good there, and she doesn't have any scabs on her or anything, from flea bites. So I'm not real worried about her having any kind of heartworm or anything like that, which she's still a puppy. But I don't want that to happen. So I want to make sure and do whatever I can. And like I said, I'm just going to try to help my daughter out. And then if we end up with this puppy full time, then that'll be okay too, because we've got our lab. Make sure she's not around anywhere. Yeah, she probably won't be here much longer. She's getting pretty bad off, and she's just old, and she's got benign tumors all over her. But even benign tumors can kill you if they start squeezing your organs and stuff. And I think that's what's going on with her, is that some of the tumors are making it uncomfortable for her to breathe and stuff like that. Yeah, we just holding on to her just as long as she doesn't act like she's in any pain. We're gonna let nature take its course. If it comes a time when she acts like she's in pain and we feel like she's in pain, we'll take her and do what we have to do. I mean, we're just trying to do whatever she wants to do. And if she ever tells us that she's ready to go, as heartbreaking as it is, I'm not going to ever let her suffer. But she's a sweet, sweet girl. That old lady, she's a black lab, and she's 14 years old. And she had parvo as a puppy, and we almost lost her. And one time she swallowed a fishing hook, while we were on the boat. And we rushed her into the vet to have that checked out. And the vet took an x-ray of her and said that the hook was not hurting anything. It was on its way down and almost to the stomach acids, and once it got to the stomach acids, it would, um, the stomach acids would pretty much, oh, what do I want to say? See, there's my brain thing again. Um, I know what I want to say, but dissolve, kind of dissolve the hook, and that the only other thing that we could do at that time would be to have surgery, but the vet didn't really recommend it, didn't think it was necessary. Oh, yeah, she's a beautiful, she's just been perfect. We have 9 grandchildren, and every single one of those grandchildren has tried to ride her. Well, my oldest 13-year-old was, the 13-year-old that lives here. I mean, yeah, she's been through all of the grandkids. Get her started on. Yeah, I will, um, Tim, because we have a pretty bad um, mosquito problem in our backyard. I think it's because it's so shady back there. And well, I'm sure that there's a lot of places that water can collect when it rains and stuff like that too, even if it's, sitting in our gutters, or I don't know where in the world those mosquitoes come from, but they're terrible in our backyard. And I have this natural stuff that smells really good, actually. Let me see if I can show you what the ingredients are, if I can read it. I was just putting some on the puppies this morning. That's why I've got it sitting right here. Oh my goodness. Oh, just the way that I move my. Oh, oh. Yes, it does have citronella in it. Oh gosh, I have this. Oh, come on. Oh, thank you, thank you. Wow. The way that I moved, I don't know what in the world I did, but I made some horrible cramp in my stomach. It took a minute for that to go away. Okay, so here's the ingredients. It's positive charged water, aloe vera extract, natural emulsifier, essential oil of citronella, lemongrass, lavender, geranium. I'm having a hard time reading this little bitty writing on here. BERGAMNOT, clove bud, patchouli, lemon tea tree, and thyme. That's the ingredients in this natural spray. We spray it on ourselves too when we go outside in the backyard. We spray that stuff, and it smells really good. So I don't even mind spraying it on myself. Some of that bug spray that you buy at the store, the smell of it alone gives me a headache. And I don't do anything in the world I don't do anything in the world to try to oh gosh, let me start over. I don't do anything. I will do anything possible not to get a headache. How about that? That's what I meant to say. Gosh, my brain. Um, yes, labs are. I've never even seen a mean lab. Have you? I mean, this is our. This is my first lab that I've ever had, but she's, like I said, she's 14 years old. I've never had a big dog until her. So this was, we always, when I was a kid, we had Cocker Spaniels, we had Poodles. Um, and then after I got older and had my own dogs, we had this, oh, I don't know what in the world my first dog was. Her name was Tiki Lou. And we got her from some people, and she was pregnant, but they were going to take her to the pound or something. And she was a sweet dog. So we got her, and she was pregnant. She had puppies. And I was pregnant with my first son at the time, too. And so we bonded over our pregnancies. And I was there when she had her puppies. And she was sweet to my baby when I brought him home. And we had her until she was about 15 or 16 years old. And of course, after she had those puppies, we got her spayed. We gave all the puppies away. They were sweet, pretty little puppies. But she was just like Heinz 57. I don't even know what kind of dog she was. She was a medium sized dog. She wasn't a real small dog. And then, um, I don't know, then most of my adult life, I've had a dog. I had a chow once. She was kind of a good sized dog. And she was a perfect dog until we moved. For 9 months, we moved from here where I live now to back to where I'm from, almost outside of where I'm from, and lived on my parents' farm. They talked us into moving there. My mom wanted me to move back close to her, and they talked us into moving there. And I mean, well, we ended up moving back. I not that I didn't like living on the farm, we did, but it was just so expensive to live there. And we were driving, 20 miles a day, both of, each of us. So two cars, 20 miles a day. It was just too much. We ended up coming back. But we were only there for 9 months. But during the time that we were there, the dog that we had learned from the farm dog that already lived there how to kill. And they would kill raccoons and squirrels and rabbits. And that other dog would even kill cats that came into, stray cats that would come into the farm and stuff like that. But she wasn't a lab, she was a chow. My chow learned how to kill from that other dog, because before that, I mean, she would let birds come and eat her food. She would let she didn't have a problem with other animals whatsoever. And then so once we brought that chow back to the city and she already knew how to kill, a couple of times she jumped the fence and tried to go after neighbors' little dogs and stuff like that. So we had to give her away to some people who lived out on a farm, and she did fine the rest of her life. But yeah, we couldn't have her in the city anymore after that. Um, she had no business being in the city if she was going to try to kill small animals. It was terrible. My kids just absolutely adored her, and she was so good with the kids and stuff. And it was heartbreaking to have to give that dog away. Her name was Sally, and it was heartbreaking to have to give her away, but we couldn't have her in town. I'm just blabbering on and on and on. Um, like I said, my husband's outside playing with cars. That's what he likes to do. And I'm in here trying not to do anything that's going to make me not feel good again today for a little bit. My my old lab lady, though, in case I didn't say it already, she's not really happy about this little puppy. She's really surprised me because she's always very passive and very, she's the kind of dog that gets along with all kinds of other dogs. I've never seen her growl or get upset with anyone, the babies or any other animals that we've ever had. But she's not digging this little puppy. I think she's just too old and too grouchy now to. So the puppy's kind of learning to stay away from her. Not that she's done anything to try to hurt the puppy, but she kind of growls at her and lets her know, hey, 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 no, keep your little wild butt away from me. Because the puppy is wild. But she's smart. She learned just within an hour of being here how to use the doggy door. And that doggy door is pretty heavy for her. But what she does is she goes and goes, kind of scratches, pushes it with her little feet as fast as she can. And she gets a little tiny opening and she sticks her nose in it. And she can come in and out that way. And I've seen her do it. So that's the way she does it. It's pretty cute, really, because that doggy door is kind of big for her. But she figured that out real quick. She found the food and the water right away. She knows her name. So I'm hoping that I feel like she's kind of smart. So I'm hoping we can get her potty trained real quick because Mama don't play dog potty in the house. And I don't want a crate trainer. I don't. If I have to, I will. But that's not the way I like. I like to potty train. I like to just. The next thing I'll do if we have too many accidents is I'll put her on a leash and just wear her. She can be right with me on the leash, and so I can see her when she won't try to sneak off, and because they can go quick, they can just sneak off real quick, go do their business, and the next thing you know, you're stepping in it. Anybody who's ever had a puppy. Yeah, she potted in my husband's shoe yesterday. Did I tell you all that? That was funny. I mean, he didn't know about it, and I didn't tell him either, but just in my mind, it would have been funny. Not really. I wouldn't like it if it happened to me, but. And I thought he was going to get mad about her coming here too, because he had never seen the dog. My kids we seldom go to their house. They always come here. So he knew that our daughter had a dog, but he'd never seen her or a picture of her or anything. So he comes home from work on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Yeah. Did I get her Thursday or Friday? Anyway, I think I got her Thursday. I think she brought her to me Thursday evening after she got off work. He comes home that day and there's that puppy and he walks in the door pointing, shaking his head, no, 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 we're not getting a puppy. I don't know where you got that puppy from, but you need to take her back. I told him it was Larissa's puppy and we were potty training her for him, and he softened up real quick. Our girls get to his heart, and he'll do anything for our girls. I mean, he'll do stuff for the boys too, but he's really soft for the girls. So he got over that real quick. And of course, I had to make him, feel like a big hot dog and told him that, Larissa knows what a good, hi, Native Wolf. correction September. What's that mean? What was I saying about the? Oh, I told my husband too, because I know how to work my husband. Come on, everybody does when you've been together as long as we have. And so I told my husband that Larissa brought the dog because she knew how good he was with animals and what a good trainer he was and everything. So, now he's walking around like Barney Fife, big hot dog, because he can train those puppies. Anyway, so if I stay on here too much longer, probably going to take you back into the. I'm dragging you around the house with me right now. I was just sitting here talking and I seen some dust on my desk. So I had to go. Oh, he's still sitting there. So I had to go dust off my desk. Hey, Native Wolf, what does correction September mean? Oh, she's all cold because I got up and left her. Yeah, I had to go dust that desk off. I can't sit here and see dust, not do nothing about it. Get back under your blankie. Get back under your blankie. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, she's as sweet as she can be. So, my husband's resigned to whatever. If we end up keeping her, he'll be okay with it. Now, don't get me wrong. If my husband was adamant and said, no, we're not keeping a dog. I don't want a dog, blah, 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 blah. We wouldn't have a dog. We wouldn't keep a dog. That's not the way he works. And he knows. I'm looking around. Yeah, he knows that our lab's not going to, like if she's here this time next year, it will definitely be a miracle from God because she's just kind of bad off. What movie are you watching, Stella? Since I don't have a desktop anymore, I seldom use my desk. I do sit there and pay bills. It's a comfortable place to pay bills. Most of my bills I pay online now. I only write one check a month. Actually, the only time I ever use my checks anymore is to pay for camping at one place that we go to and to make our house payment. That's the only checks I ever write. And I've never asked them. I used to have my house payment come out directly out of my checking account. But one time, a couple of years ago, for one reason or another, I don't know what the reasoning was, they didn't. See, my husband and I have our own checking accounts. And what he does is he has his checking account, puts money into my checking account once a month for the house payment. Oh, I love Sally Field. Anyway, so for some reason, I don't even know why, that didn't happen. His direct deposit didn't go into my account. It was sitting in his bank. But what happened was it overdrew my account because I seldom have that much money in my checking account. Anytime I get over $500 in my checking account, I move it to my savings account. Because my checking account I just use to pay bills. So anything over $500 in my checking account, I just move into my savings account. Anyway, I didn't have enough money in there to cover the house payment, and I got overdraft fees and that, and I was like, I'm not taking that chance again. So I just write a check for it. But we did that for years. I mean, 12, 13 years. I made that, we did that payment like that. And that one time was enough that I was like, no, I don't want that to happen again for any reason, you know. So I just write a check for our house payment. We go to the bank with it. It's a different bank than what we bank at. Our house payment is through Capital Federal, and our personal accounts are at the credit union. But that's how we do it, and I don't even know what else to talk about now. Just sitting here, like I said, bored. I'm gonna cook some fajitas for my husband and I for dinner tonight. I've already got although my name is Doris. I don't know if I ever saw that or not. How long ago did Sally Field pass away? I want to say it was fairly recently, like within the last 5 years or so. I was thinking that it was, but I may be thinking, when did Mary Tyler Moore pass away? Because both of them, the reason I put the two of those together is because number one, they were kind of the same era, the same time of year, or they were kind of popular at the same time. Sally Field and Sally Field is still alive? I thought she passed away. I thought she passed away. Well, I don't know why I thought she passed away, but I thought she had passed away recently. I know Burt Reynolds did. Maybe that's the reason I was thinking about Sally Field too. But she's diabetic. She's type 1 diabetic. And so is Mary Tyler Moore. Yeah. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore passed away. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's still alive. I don't know why I thought that. I guess maybe because of Burt Reynolds. I don't know. I stand corrected. I'm glad she's alive. She's a good person. I enjoyed her, The Flying Nun, and I enjoyed watching some of I can't even remember some of the other movies that she's been in, but I've seen her. Well, I saw her in, was it Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds? Yeah. Burt Reynolds was a little too hairy for me. I don't think I would have went for a hairy guy like that. I mean, I don't mind a man having a little hair on his body, but he was very, very, very hairy. We all saw Burt Reynolds. You know what I mean? What was it? Was it Cosmopolitan that he was in? And they did the whole semi nudity deal, and you saw all his body hair. Yeah. Not that there's anything against a man with body hair. That's just not what I'm into. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Oh my goodness. So, don't know what's going to happen today or this rest of the weekend. I'm just kind of taking it easy. Oh, okay, good. Does anybody know? Um, does anybody remember Linda Ronstadt? She was a singer. Well, everybody's heard that song. You're No Good. That was one of her big ones. I used to have all of her albums until she went to uh, she started singing mariachi music, and I wasn't really into that. Not that I didn't enjoy listening to her sing, no matter what she sang. I liked it, but I just wasn't really that. I always kind of thought Linda Ronstadt and Sally Field kind of looked alike. They both kind of had the dark hair and the big eyes and kind of chunky cheeks. And anyway, well, I'm happy to know that Sally Field is still alive. I don't know why I thought she'd passed away. But Linda Ronstadt has MS now, and it's affected her voice. She can't sing anymore. Yeah. I guess something like that. You know, it's kind of weird because I can still sing and it doesn't, my brain thing doesn't seem to affect my singing like it does my speaking. That's kind of weird. I haven't actually, maybe I'll do that today later on. I might sing some. I have a whole system just for me to sing at home. And then it used to be until my mother-in-law and sister-in-law came, we would go out at least like once a month so I could go do karaoke. My husband doesn't love to do that. He doesn't love to go to bars at all. He's too cheap. He doesn't like to go. Oh, Parkinson's. Yeah, Parkinson's. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Um, but my husband doesn't like to go to bars and spend money on alcohol when he can buy, a whole 30 pack for $20. And he will if when we go out to a bar, if he and I and somebody else has a drink, that's almost $20 right there. So he's too practical. I don't if when we go out though, I will have a drink because I'm always the one that has to drive us home. And besides that, when I drink too much, then I don't sing well. I think I do while I'm doing it, of course, but no, I don't sing well when I get too drunk or when I get drunk. So I will have a drink and then will be there several hours. So I'm perfectly fine to drive home and everybody else can and I have a good time. I don't have to get drunk to have fun. Used to when I was a kid. I didn't think I could have a plan unless I got drunk, but once you get old and start having hangovers that take days to go away instead of, a couple hours the next day, you learn real quick, huh? Yeah, my husband's a good man. He takes very good care of his mother. His mother's a widow. He's took care of his dad too before he passed away. He sends That's just part of what I mean. My husband gets paid every other week. His mother gets a certain amount of money, and that's just part of our bill paying system. Like I said, my husband has his own money. I have my own money. Pretty much what I make from my little job. I've got a couple of bills that I volunteer to pay just because I would feel terrible, even though my husband makes plenty enough money to pay all of the bills. But I want to feel like I'm doing my part. So I pay the gas and electric bill, and I pay the internet and my phone. But any time that I ever ask him to pay my bills, he would do it for me. If I ever needed, like Christmas is coming up, so I've already told him that um, I'm going to need some money for Christmas. Anytime I ask my husband for anything, he gives it to me. Very family oriented. Yes, ma'am. He is a family man. I mean, we have grandkids almost every single weekend. That by both of our choice. That's what we choose to do. Um, he had a very good and loving and close relationship with his grandparents because they lived close to him. I only got to spend summers and vacations with my grandparents, and I missed that. I mean, I loved the time that I spent with them, but it wasn't enough. So, yeah, very family oriented man. He takes very good care of me. I never go without anything. Actually, you know what? He just went to the store this morning, and I don't know if he put everything away. I better check that. I hope there's not things that I needed to put away that I didn't. Okay, looks like everything's put away. Good. Didn't even think to check that. He even brought us um, tacos today. I haven't cooked anything yet today, which is kind of weird. But like I said, I've been sick. So, well, he didn't. I've been sick, so brought he brought food home for us today. And because I've been sick, I haven't been eating much, so I only ate one of my tacos, which he loved because he got to eat the rest of them. Yeah, we're kind of untraditional though in that we don't have a checking account together. Um, that would be my preference. Not that it really matters. Like I said, anytime I ask my husband for anything, he'll give it to me. So, but I'm used to doing things the American way, where once you get married, your money goes together. And but he's gotten really. Hi, Brandy Lynn. How are you? His parents didn't share money at all. In fact, they used to fight about money all the time, from what he says, and hide money from each other. And his parents really didn't have a close relationship at all. I mean, I'm sure they loved and cared about each other, but they didn't do stuff together. They didn't spend a lot of time together. I mean, evidently they spent some time together because they have 10 children, but my husband comes from a family of 10 children, not a family of 10, a family of 12, including mom and dad, but his mother had 10 children. I can't even imagine. And they're all alive and they're all healthy. Cleaning house. Uh, I've got some things that I could do around here, but I'm taking it easy. I'm not trying to. I mostly do the fly lady thing daily so that I don't have big, humongous jobs to do. Yeah, I'm doing okay now. I'm mending from being sick. From Well, I didn't go to work yesterday or Thursday because I'm pretty sure I had the flu. It started kind of on Monday with the nose and the upper respiratory junk, and the worst part of it was the chills and fever and not being able to get myself warm. Yeah, did the dishes earlier. Oh, well, we don't have any kids at home. So other than on the weekends when the kids are here, it's just my husband and I. So we don't have a lot of dishes. I mean, it's nothing. I've got a dishwasher that I seldom use because it's just as easy. If I'm going to rinse the dishes off to put them in the dishwasher, why not just go ahead and wash them and throw them in the strainer? Yeah, I'm feeling better today. I'm not 100% with my energy level, but um, energy begets energy, right? So probably be a lot better. Hi, exactly, Kipper. That's what I use my dishwasher for mostly, is to wash Tupperware. And hi, Kipper. Nice to see you. Um, because like my husband and I take Tupperware in our lunch to go, and I'll just come home and rinse that Tupperware off and throw it in the dishwasher. I've got tons of Tupperware, so I can fill my whole dishwasher up before I even notice anything missing from my Tupperware collection. And when I say Tupperware, I maybe have 2 pieces of real Tupperware in my house. And all the rest of it is, plasticware or whatever you call it. I am keeping that sink clean and clear, ma'am. I certainly am. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sinks for you to choose from. Okay? 7 sinks. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 7 sinks. 7 sinks. So, well, okay, I'm going to give you the choice of 6 because I don't think I'm going to let you pee in my kitchen sink. Okay? Can we agree on that, Kipper? You won't be peeing in my kitchen sink. That's just carrying things a little bit too far. Yeah, and I put silverware in my dishwasher too sometimes because I hate washing silverware, and I've got a ton of silverware too. So Tupperware and silverware and cooking utensils. I've got a lot of those too. So sometimes I put those in the dishwasher. Uh, that you would pee in my kitchen sink? I think not. I don't know about that, Kipper. We're gonna have to talk about that. We will have to talk about that. Here comes my husband. What are you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, so I don't need to come inside my house?
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Well, uh, anyway. Hi, Candace. How are you? Okay. Okay, Kipper. Okay, whatever. I guess I'll just have to buy a new sink after you leave. That has she peed in your sink, Candace? Does she pee in the sink at your house? Do you even know who Corey is, Kipper? Because I'm not sure that you have met Corey. Let's just. Uh-oh. I got a little puppy girl waking up here, wanting to get all rowdy again. Gonna have to take her out. Oh, she's going. She's going on her own. She's good. I'm telling you, that little girl's smart. She knows what she's doing. I put her down. She went straight for the kitchen. So I know she's going in there to go out and go potty. Okay, Kipper. Okay. I need a new sink anyway. My sink is not deep enough. So you can use this one. You can pee in it. Whatever floats your boat. I know Corey lies a lot. I mean, ask everybody because everybody knows she lies all the time, right? Yeah, everybody knows Corey's a liar. You know, that's what's kind of funny about that is who in the world really believes? I mean, of all people, that's probably one of the most real people you ever met in your life. I mean, as far as her whole life is just out there for the world to see. So Corey's cray cray. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he probably does. You know, he needs a job. So does my husband. My husband only works from sun up to sundown. What about them other 8 hours of the day? Shouldn't he be working then too? Come on. And on the weekends, what's he think he's doing? Have the weekends off? Uh, I put in a lot of overtime hours when I worked at that factory all them years. I've done my time with the overtime. I work 9 to 5 now. 9 to 5. She needs she needs to stop spending money on them scratchers. Yeah, somebody will get triggered. She needs to stop spending money on them grandbabies and stop buying them food. I mean, my God, if she quit buying food for them babies, she'd have more money for scratchers. I don't know what in the world's wrong with her. And she don't feed those kids. Hey, what are you up to? Did you go outside? Did you go outside? Did you? I got a new puppy, Kipper. Well, you're on my Facebook. You probably saw a picture of her. She's my daughter's puppy. He probably will end up with her permanently, but for now, the thing is that we're potty training her. We're trying to. Yeah, she does need more mudslide. We all do. I mean, we should just really just wake up in the morning and start drinking mudslide. In a perfect world. Hey, little girl, where you going? Come over here. Uh-uh. You don't need to go in there by yourself. No, ma'am. Now my puppy's gonna make me talk to her. Yeah, Polly ain't digging having that puppy here. She's not digging it at all. She's very impatient with her, and that's really weird for Polly because Polly's very patient. But this little puppy is super duper duper hyper. And Polly's an old lady and isn't digging that hyperness. She'll come over there and just smack at Polly and bat at her and try to get Polly to play with her. And Polly just looks at her and kind of growls under her breath. She would never bite her or hurt her. I know she wouldn't. Yeah, and vape. Well, I think Corey ought to start smoking pot too. I mean, why not? I think it's legal in her state. She'd get medical anyway. So, I mean, she ought to just stay stoned and drunk all day and then give somebody something to talk about. Because I'm drunk all the time, don't you know? That's what she says. She says I'm drunk all the time, and everybody knows it. When I'm drunk, you know it, don't you, Kipper? You know what I start talking about when I get drunk? Oh, my goodness. Yep, yep. That's right. And you know what? Um, I don't know. I mean, I haven't, I can't I don't know. I think, well, I'm just not going to say anything about any of that. Corey's going to have to say stuff on her own. That I'm drunk all the time, Brandy Lynn? Yeah, yeah, right, Kipper. Yeah, I'm drunk all the time. Everybody knows it. I'm drunk all the time. So everybody knows Corey's taking money out of that scam GoFundMe too. Who really believes that? Does anybody really believe? I mean, even the people who are listening to that, they know better than that. They know that's not true. They know it's not true. And they just sit by and let that be said, you know? Um, yeah. I am a raging alcoholic. That is, it's funny because I mean, in my opinion, when I think of an alcoholic, it's somebody that needs alcohol, right? I mean, somebody that can't stop drinking, doesn't, I mean, you don't necessarily, ow, puppy, no, Bella, that hurts. She's biting the crud out of me. She wants me to pick her up and put her back up here, but all she wants to do is jump around. Little puppy. Little baby puppy. Kipper, this puppy is a Chiweenie. She's a Chiweenie. She's half Chihuahua and half wiener dog. But she doesn't look like a wiener dog at all. She doesn't have short legs. She looks like a straight Chihuahua puppy. I don't know. But that's what they told Larissa that she was. Ugh. Don't lick my face. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's nasty. Yeah, it's a mutt. She's real tiny though. I bet you. I'm sure she doesn't weigh 3 pounds. I'm sure of it. I'm a I do a lot of I ship packages all day long. That's practically all I do at work is ship packages. So I'm pretty good at telling weights, especially, 6, 7 pounds and under. I can kind of pick something up and tell you how much it's going to weigh pretty accurately. And I'm saying that she probably weighs about 2.5 pounds. Yeah, but she's not in a box. She's not in a box. She's trying to bite my mouth when I'm talking. She's like she knows I'm talking about her. She's trying to shut me up. Go play. Go outside and play. I know, I'm slurring my words. That's what she says. I sound drunk. If I'm not drunk, I'm on something. By God, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Come on, puppy girl. Let's go outside. Go outside. Oh, yeah, he's got my car in the backyard. Come on, let's go. Let's go. He's got my little blazer back here doing something to it, too. Everybody knows it. You guys can probably hear the train now because I came outside. Get my little puppy girl to go potty. Gosh, she's so cute. It's been a long, long time since we had a puppy. It's been 11 years almost. Our puppy will be 11 at Christmas time. Yeah. Yeah, my husband hates it that I get drunk all the time. He says it's just awful. Oh, okay. I saw that picture. That's cool. I'll try to stay sober today. I'll do the best that I can. Nice to see you, and nice to see you too, Candace. And keeping our girl happy. We love that. We love to see our Kipper in love for real and happy and getting to be yourself. Everybody knows it. Well, I just left her out there with the other dog, but I'm sure I'll hear her little feet pitter pattering right back in here in a minute. She's a smart girl. She knows how to use that doggy door, even though it's too heavy for her. There she is. There she is. I'll do it one day at a time. One day at a time, I'll get sober. Now, if she wants to call me a chocoholic, I probably need a 12-step program for that because I do have to have chocolate almost every day. Even if it's fake chocolate or even if it's sugar-free. I love my chocolate. I got to have chocolate almost every single day. What are you doing, little girl? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do. I think I might take a little nap before before I have to start cooking supper. I'm not that tired, but I know that I want to stay up tonight and I might sing tonight, maybe. Maybe I might. I know I want to watch Cooper tonight. See what's going on over there. Okay, Brandy Lynn, thanks for coming by. It's so nice to see you. I was hoping that um I was hoping somebody else would come in because I'd like to talk to her for a minute, but I mean not how do I say um I don't want to mention any names, but I was hoping that this other person would come in because I wanted to clear a few things up, but that's okay. I'll catch her some other time. But it sure is good seeing you, Brandy Lynn. You've always just been so uplifting and, such a nice person to everyone. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support myself, and I appreciate you supporting my friends too, your friends also. But, um, I didn't really start this hangout to gossip or talk about anyone or anything like that. So don't have anything juicy. Um, I, yeah, my husband's outside and I'm sitting in here and we're watching this show. We're watching this Australian, cowgirl show, actually. It's called McLeod's Daughters. and it's on some weird channel too on the internet. Anyway, so when he started watching it before I did, he watched probably 5 or 6 episodes before I started kind of getting into it. It would just be in the background and I wasn't really paying attention to it. Hi, Polly. Is that puppy making you crazy? Was she driving you crazy? She wants to be your puppy. She wants you to be her mama, Polly. Yeah, she wants you to be her mama. You can be her grandma. How about that? Are you done growling at her? Hmm? I gave her a bath this morning, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. Ever since I gave her a bath, she hasn't growled at her. So maybe she smelled weird before or something. Maybe that's why she growled at her. Polly's my big old lab lady. Yeah. And she's always been, like I said, she's been super sweet with all the grandkids and patient and let the grandkids do everything to her and all that kind of stuff. And I've never seen her growl at anyone. She was growling at that puppy yesterday because that puppy was making her mad. And I gave the puppy a bath this morning because I thought she had fleas because she was scratching and stuff. And anyway, I gave her a bath this morning. And ever since I gave her the bath, then maybe Polly feels sorry for her because she had a bath. I don't know. Polly doesn't mind taking a bath. I don't know why she would think the puppy did. The puppy didn't cry or nothing when I gave her a bath. But ever since I gave her a bath, Polly hasn't growled at her anymore. So maybe she smelled weird. I'm eating chocolate right now. My husband brought me a chocolate bar. And I'm eating part of it right now. So, yeah, this puppy would hang out with the other dogs and just follow them and do what they do. She'll be a very well behaved puppy because my other dogs are very well behaved. Now, my little Chihuahua girl will poop in the house when it's snowing or raining outside. But she only goes on rugs. So there's a rug right by their doggy door, and that's where she'll go if it's raining outside. And it's one of those doggy rugs. And I've got 2 of them. So if she does potty on it, I can pick it up, get rid of the poop, and go throw it in the washer. And I have another one to put down there. But she only does that when it's raining or snowing outside. She didn't like to go out in the rain or the snow. And she's an old lady Chihuahua. She's going to be 11 in December, right before Christmas. So, well, I guess I'll shut this down and maybe I'll go cut up my onions and peppers and stuff for fajitas tonight. I already cut the meat up last night and it's marinating. But maybe I'll go cut the onions and peppers up. So all I gotta do is cook it tonight, and I think I'll make some Mexican rice and some I've got beans in the fridge. We never use canned refried beans around here. If you have ever been, well, my husband is a real Mexican from Mexico. If I ever attempted, he doesn't like canned anything. He likes everything from scratch. So that's the way I normally cook. The only thing that he'll eat, like out of a box or anything like that, or out of a can, he'll eat tuna fish out of a can. Duh. And he'll eat macaroni and cheese out of a box. But I mean, and I don't know who in the world would think that uh, refried beans were any good out of a can. I mean, and they're so simple to make. I just cook some beans in a crock pot with either some bacon. This is the way I cook it. I cook it with either some bacon or just a little bit of lard to give it kind of that bacon flavor. What in the world are you doing, Polly? I think she's going a little senile. I'm telling you, she got herself underneath the table and was having a hard time figuring out how to get back out between the legs and all that stuff. I don't know what in the world she was doing under the table, but she got under there and then seemed like she was confused to get back out. My neighbor has a crock pot plugged in on my back deck. That's probably driving her crazy too. My neighbor called me this morning and said, my husband's turning the power off and I just started something in the crock pot. Can I bring it over to your place and plug it in? Or do you have a plug in outside that I can borrow? And I said, yeah, sure. And so we have a covered, part of our deck is covered. So she's got her crock pot out on my back porch on a table. And she's cooking. So my dogs are probably wondering, what in the world is that food smell doing going on outside? I don't know if her crock pot's still out there or not. But anyway, her husband was turning off the power for a while to work on something. And she'd already started this food in the crock pot, wanted to know if she'd come over and plug it in. We have absolutely fabulous neighbors. We mowed their yard for them. Couple of times she's mowed our yard for us when my husband's been out of town. But we mowed their yard for them because like 2 years ago, she came over and told me that she thought that her husband had the beginning stages of dementia or Alzheimer's. And that and at the time, I mean, up until a couple months ago, we had a riding lawnmower. Right now we have 3 riding lawnmowers and none of them work. Although he's got one almost ready to go. He just tinkers with it little by little. So he's been push mowing everything, but she asked him if since he had a riding lawnmower, would he mind mowing their front and side yard too? Don't worry about the backyard. But would he mow their front and side yard and she'd mow their backyard? And she'd give him a couple bucks here and there for gas. Well, heck, we do things for them. They do things for us. This lady gave me a beautiful Victorian bed. Beautiful. 100-and-something-year-old Victorian bed. It's beautiful. She gave me a whole bunch of clothes. I gave them all to my mother-in-law and sister-in-law when they were here. She gave me a whole bunch of sheets and blankets and stuff too, because her stepmother had a brain tumor, and she had this big Victorian house, and she was her stepmother's only kin, and the stepmother just told her to do whatever she could with her stuff because she was just gonna have somebody come in and haul it off, and they did that with some of the stuff, but there was a lot of beautiful Victorian furniture in that house. And anyway, so she brought me a bunch of sheets and blankets and stuff like that. I sent a whole bunch of them home with my mother and sister-in-law, and clothes and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, they're very, very good neighbors. I cook. I'm used to cook. We have 7 kids and 9 grandkids. And even though they don't all live here, on the weekends, at least 2 or 3 of our kids and grandkids will come by and eat. That's why I said tomorrow I'm probably going to cook chicken fried steaks. I don't even have to call the kids and tell them I'm going to cook. We just already know that they'll come by and eat. That's just what they do. They come by on Sundays, especially Sunday evenings for dinner, because I always cook something. And kids will just come by and eat. They don't even have to have an invitation. So, well, honey, I'm going to shut all this down, and I'm going to go get my peppers and onions cut from my fajitas, so when my husband decides he's hungry, I can cook fajitas in no time. And I'm going to go ahead and make my rice now too, and smash my beans, so everything will be ready to eat except for the meat itself, and I'll cook that fresh whenever he decides he's ready to eat. But thank you for coming by, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful Saturday. Bye-bye.